Hi friends, happy July. We are starting the second week of July. It's July 8th here. It is expected to be super hot all week, but it's nice and somewhat breezy a little bit right now. So I did a July garden tour video. I hope you guys enjoy it, and let me know in the comments what you guys think. If you have any suggestions on what I can add to this area, let me know in the comments. Thank you. So we're gonna start with my corner garden here. We have this because of the kids, so this is not really to deter animals or anything, unless you want to count my kids as animals, but we share a yard with them, and so because they like to play with the ball, like soccer ball and stuff, we fenced the garden because the ball kept on going in and they kept breaking plants. So that's why we have that. And so right now we are growing some Chinese long beans, which is one of my favorites. I absolutely love this vegetable. It is so delicious. If you have not tried it, it is a must, and a must grow type of plant. We've been growing these for years at this property and where we used to live before, and I keep on asking to grow more, but they're delicious. And then here we have our early girl tomatoes, which are coming along quite nicely. There is a little stack back here. Those are growing beautifully, nice big tomatoes. And a fun fact about me is I actually don't care for tomatoes. I will eat them when they're in food, but I don't really care for it. I don't like them in sandwiches. I don't like them to eat them raw like that. These are the sweet 100s. But my kids love it. They love the tomatoes, especially the sweet 100s. They've already been out here and started picking at some of the ones that are starting to go red. And so we plant them because my husband likes them. They're easy. They're a good growing vegetable, and my kids like it. So to encourage my kids to eat some veggies, we grow those. And then I love the zucchini is growing back there. I have my basil, and this is the sweet basil, and then we also have the Genovese, and then our Italian oregano, some strawberries, which my 1-year-old already came and picked 2 of them out that he saw that were red, and he just picked them. So we like that. We encourage it. And here is my corner flower garden. It's my flower garden for now because I don't know if we'll still plant garden or flower gardens, or if we'll do vegetables next year. But I have these are the semi-dwarf zinnias, and so they're little cute little zinnias. So you can kind of see they're about maybe 3 inches in diameter. And then some of them are even smaller. So super cute little zinnias, which I just kind of threw seeds in here just randomly, mixed with some zinnias and some wildflowers. I just kind of threw them and see what would grow, because it was just an empty space that wasn't being utilized, and so I wanted to use the space. I have my sunflower here. There's 3 of them that have sprouted. I didn't realize there was 3 stalks. I thought it was just 2. But actually no, 4. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 branches here. My husband planted 2 of them from seed last year. We did not plant them this year, but they came up, so they self-seeded, which is fine. And then I have the one that I'm really excited about is my tomatillo. My tomatillo is a tomatillo de milpa. So this is gonna be little tiny, about like grape size tomatillos, which if you're not familiar with tomatillos, it is it reminds me of like a cherry tomato or a smaller tomato. It is used in Mexican cooking a lot. You can eat it raw, you can cook it, like boil it, make it into salsa. It's really good. So I'm excited to grow these this year. And I have seen a few of them growing. So there's one in here. And these husks they're kind of like a paper thin husk, and they eventually the tomatillo grows inside of it, and then you remove the husk and you cook the tomato. And back here I'm also growing some jalapenos. So these are, I have 2 jalapenos so far, which I'm excited about. It's the first time I'm growing both of these plants, so I'm excited to see how they turn out and how much we get. And then I have my stalk on this side, and I'm really excited because I finally got Casablanca Oriental Lily bloom. So it's one of my favorite flowers. I love the smell of it. It's a nice, sweet, fragrant smell. I planted 16 of them, and throughout the yard, most of them in this garden bed, but again, because of the kids with their soccer ball, they have kind of broken some of the bulbs as they were trying to bloom. So I got one, so that's something better than nothing. I'm gonna leave it there and let it bloom. I also have my stalk, which I absolutely love the stalk. It is such a beautiful color. It is nice and bright. I have purple, and there's some that are kind of a light pink, but these are starting to shoot out. These are like pods. Let me see if I can get a good picture of it. But these pods will have seeds in it. So as it ages, it turns like into like this purpley color, and then it will dry up, and it will look kind of like this, like super dry. And then that's when you want to get them, and you want to harvest your seeds, and you can grow more stalk. I also have my alyssum and some strawberries, and oh, I didn't mention my salvia, my blue salvia here. I planted 2 plants, and it's grown quite a bit, so I'm very excited that it's liking this spot here. Pollinators absolutely love it. And then I have my blackberry there, which I just potted a couple weeks ago, I think. And I'm gonna try to trellis it onto the fence there. On this other side, we have our pickling cucumber, which my husband and I really have enjoyed. Last year he did pickling cucumbers, and they were very delicious, and we were very excited to have pickled cucumbers, pickles basically. We pickled them, and they're pickles. And then on this side we have our eggplant, and this is the Genovese basil. So this is everything in my corner yard here, and it's all fenced up because, again, the kids with the soccer ball. Except for my area, it did not get fenced, but that's fine. Along the fence here we have is this laurel tree, which I want to remove because I want to re-landscape this whole area and put a lot of flowers in here. But it's just been so hot that I haven't been able to get out here to dig this out. But the rose bushes, we trimmed them like about 2 months ago, and they are reblooming, and I just really love this rose bush because of the color. It's like this really, you know, it's a pink color, and then it turns, as it ages, it goes into this pale pink, almost white color, which is really beautiful. And then this is, I have 3 of them. So this is the second one, which is starting to bloom again. So that's the nice thing about the roses, is that you can trim them back a lot and they will rebloom and regrow all in the same season. And this is a different one. This one's more of like an orangey color, salmon, and it starts off being this like really orange color, and then it gets kind of, it has like these bright orangey red borders, and then it kind of turns into more of a pale white yellow. So it kind of transforms depending on the different stage that it's in. I don't know the variety or the type of rose bush these are. These rose bushes were planted like 20 years ago when my mom first bought this property. So I'm not quite sure, but I kind of like it. I like the fact that it has different shades of orange and red and white on there. And so this is my succulent area where I have a few succulents in here, and I do want to revamp this. I want to kind of redo it, take some out, put some stuff in, kind of let it grow. And then in this whole section, here I haven't decided yet what I want to plant, but eventually I want this all filled. I want all the fence filled with flowers, whether it's a succulent section or regular different bloom flowers. And then this is my 3rd rose bush here of that pale pink color. And then here is my hydrangea, which I've had in this spot. I've been watering regularly, and I've had it in this spot for a few weeks now. I think maybe even a month now, just to kind of see how well it likes this spot. And so I will do that sometimes, is I'll put things, I might transplant it into a bigger pot just because a lot of the time they're root bound. This one I haven't, but I should. Unless I'm going to plant it here in the spot. But I did that with a camellia. I planted it in a bigger pot just to kind of see how well it likes the spot, and I think it does like it. I wasn't sure if it would be too hot in this section for the camellia because it did say that it needed shade, and so I wanted to trellis this onto the fence. And I haven't decided if I want to keep the hydrangea there, just because it's gonna, I feel like, what I should clarify, what I don't want to happen is I don't want the hydrangea to get too large that it's overshadowing the camellia. But if I'm gonna trellis it, it might not matter, and it might fill in the space nicely. So it's one of those things I'm thinking about. But the other option would be to move that hydrangea and put it in this section next to the succulents. And it would have more shade than what it does now. And then I have, this one is my bleeding heart, which right now it just has some green foliage, and I kind of want to keep it that way. It's not, I believe it's a spring blooming one, and so I hope that it you know, keeps on growing and that it really likes the spot, and next year I hope to get some blooms out of it. So that is the hope. I had 3 of these. I planted 3, and this is the only one that has bloomed. So there we have it. We'll see. And I have my mint. My mint I want to keep. I know you're not supposed to have it in the ground, but this was planted 20 plus years ago. So it is what it is. I'm not removing it. I'm going to leave it there. I'm just going to try to keep it just contained to this size. I don't think I want it any bigger than that. And then back here is my plants that I just planted the other day. And so I'm really excited to see how well these do, which, look at that color. That is just such a beautiful, you know, pink and purpley color. It's like multicolors, so it's just gorgeous. I think these three will complement each other very well. And that's my pink salvia, African daisy there. And then in front of it, I'm really leaning towards planting my guava tree. I've had it in this spot for a while now, and it does have new growth coming, so I think it likes this spot. I think it gets plenty of sun. It's mostly sun in this corner of the yard here, so all of this gets mostly sun. And so we'll see how well that does. And then next to it I have the butterfly bush, which I absolutely love this color. I love the smell. It has such a strong sweet fragrance that attracts the bees and other pollinators, which is great. And then here I planted some Dusty Miller and my showy milkweed, which I really hope brings in butterflies, because I would absolutely love to have monarch butterflies in here, to see them, you know, from, you know, little caterpillars to butterflies. So it would be great to have, so we'll see. And then this is my honeysuckle, which I'm not sure how well it's doing in this spot here. I was hoping that with the butterfly bush and with the guava tree, it would kind of shade this a little bit. Ideally, I wanted it, it says full sun, but in our climate, you kind of take it with a grain of salt, and you just have to plant it and see if it truly is full sun or not, which I'm not sure, because I kind of feel like some of it is kind of not doing so good. So I do need to separate it a bit and try to see if I can trellis it on the fence. I originally wanted it here because I eventually want to put a post that's tall enough to kind of block my view here a little bit to make it look more pretty. Basically kind of like a pergola for this section. That's a post that goes here and it goes up high, and then it kind of comes down on this side, and then have something that can tolerate the heat, because this is the most sun it gets out of the whole yard, and so something that will grow beautifully around to kind of give me some more privacy. But that's the plan. And then I did plant my Cymbidium here, which is not doing so good, so I need to move her. But I do have my dahlias. My dahlia here is blooming beautifully. If I can show you, I love this color of like white rim with like a hot pink center. And my Love Lies Bleeding Amaranth, which has spread its seed and is growing more. It's kind of covering here some of my verbenas. No, that's the verbena. Verbena, Petunia Vista, and the mini Petunia Vistas. And then another dahlia, and then I have this eucalyptus, which when I bought this, I saw it at the store at Green Acres, and I had been looking for a good month for a eucalyptus, and I thought it was a bush. I did not realize when I bought it, and I should have looked at the tag, but this is actually gonna grow to be a tree, and so we'll see if it stays a tree. I might try to just, you know, keep trimming it and kind of leave it small. But it is heat and drought tolerant. It is a full sun silver dollar tree. And so we'll see how that goes. But this corner I am really happy about. I love the color mix blends, the yellow and some pink and some purples. And a lot of these are, some of them are proven winners. Some of them are that I actually, at least four of them I won from Summer Winds Nursery. And then here is one of my bougainvilleas, which is starting to have new blooms there. So it likes the spot. I put it in a pot just to give it a little bit more height. And I have more of the amaranth, Love Lies Bleeding, and my sweet potato vine. And then these are another color of the dahlias, which is more like a dark, you know, dark fuchsia color. And then this one's the same. But this one, I think it's just gonna start to bloom soon. I think a lot of it gets shaded from the vine there. And then, so this is my corner. This is the most recent corner that I've been working on, and I just absolutely love. And to move on to my pots, I have my dianthus, my little tiny carnations, which I absolutely love this deep red color. I love lavender, so I have an English and French lavender in here, and a Gerber daisy, which I got for $1. It was on clearance, and it's come back quite nicely. I have my Bells of Ireland here that I planted from seed, which I absolutely hope to plant again. And I will be harvesting the seeds here, those brown seeds. Once they turn nice brown color, is a great time to harvest them. And so my little pansies. The pansies here have kind of self-seeded and rebloomed themselves, and my alyssum, I did plant that one. And then over here, I have more of my Bells of Ireland. I do have some gladiolus, which this year I only got one flower, one of them to actually bloom. And I'm not sure it's because the soccer ball over there probably knocked some of them down. So these kind of rebloomed from last year. I planted them last year, and they came up again this year after I cut them down last year. And then I have some more carnation. This carnation I planted from seed, and it was the variety, like mixed colors. So we get some pinks, some whites in here, kind of yellowish. And then this is another area that I have my stock with some Bells of Ireland. And then this was another one that kind of bloomed on its own. I didn't plant the pansy there, but it kind of just showed up. So I left it. And then these, you can see how they're all, you know, dried up, and that's when I need to start harvesting. So you can see the brown center. It's time to harvest. And then here is another one of my lilies that the kids kind of broke the flower bud off. But that's in that pot. And then this is my Super Tunia Vista bubblegum, which is a beautiful pink color. And it kind of goes from like this really light pink as it ages. So it starts off with this bright pink, and then as it ages, it turns into this lighter pink. So I absolutely love it. It's beautiful. I'm pretty sure I will be getting more. This is one that I actually got for free from part of the Summer Winds, Summer Winds in Dublin that I won. And so I was excited to try this one out. Some rosemary, and here is my fig tree, which I have 3 little figs on here. So I'm excited. And then behind the fig, I have my kumquat tree, which has started to have a lot of new growth, which is exciting and great. It tells me that it's happy here in this area, and I'm watering it sufficiently and taking care of it well enough for it to have new growth. So I'm excited about that. I can't wait to get actual fruit from it. And then I also have a little bit more of my Dusty Miller, which I think I'm going to move where I have the other Dusty Miller. And then along the house wall here, I still have my massive, absolutely massive pomegranate tree here. So ideally we were supposed to move this before I got to this over here to that corner, but it didn't pan out. So this might be its forever home. I don't know. We definitely didn't want it that close to the house, but we'll see if my concern is if we transplant it in the fall or early spring, that it's gonna die. So we'll just have to wait and see what we end up doing. My other bougainvillea here is growing. Look at it grow all the way up to the ledge there of my house. And then we have a tree here. I was doing some gardening stuff earlier, taking out some. I harvested some of the purslane there and just kind of try to clean up this area. And then this is just a evergreen bush that we've grown out as a tree. It helps to block one of my windows there to kind of give us some shade when I open the blinds. And my massive AC unit, because we live in a 2-story house, you need a big AC unit. And this is our other sunflower here. There's 2 of them, and these are growing nicely. We did not plant these this year. We planted some last year and they reseeded itself and kind of grew again. This was, well, it's already died now, but this was one of my other oriental lilies that had bloomed, which I was really excited about because I planted 5 of those, and only one of them got to bloom, again because of my kids. So this is another rose bush that we have here in front of one of the bedroom windows, and this one is nice because we just trimmed this again. Like the other rose bushes, we trimmed them about 2 months ago, pretty significantly, I thought. And it is just bloomed out again really well. And so this is kind of like a peachy apricot, kind of a peach salmon type of color, which is just absolutely beautiful. And so that's one that I would leave and it would stay. And then here we have more of our Italian oregano and some mint. The kind of, we just let it grow freely in this area. And then lastly here, I have my hose link, which I absolutely love. It has been such a game changer for me. We still use both hoses. I use this for my gardening, especially because I want it to go all the way to the other side of the yard, and so it reaches great. It is, I love it. The kids use it. It's easy to use. It's one of the best gifts I asked for. And then my husband uses this other one because he likes to use this type of like bobblehead for his plants for the garden here that's right across. So he doesn't need it to be that long, and he likes the flow of the water that comes out of that one better than like the shower head type. So we keep both. He has his, I have mine, and it works great. And then my last plant here for my garden tour is this one. This is a dragon fruit plant, and it's growing, and it started growing, let me see, some little you can tell some roots there. I don't know why, but it sprouted out some roots. I kind of moved it so that it leaned against the wall there until I can repot this, and hopefully maybe soon, maybe next year. I don't know how long it will take to actually bloom some flowers and then bloom some fruit, so we'll just have to wait and see. But this is my backyard, so it is, I consider it small. It's not very big, I know, but there is a lot to be said about it. There's a lot to be done here. There's so much things we can do with the space. Like I said earlier, we do share the space with the kids, so the grass unfortunately will stay for now because they like to run on it and play soccer in here and play. So we want to encourage that. So we don't want to do anything to this midsection of the yard. This is their territory. This is where they can have fun, and maybe once they get a little bit older and grow out of some of their games that they play out here, I would love to re-landscape this and get rid of the grass, but for now it stays. But I hope you enjoyed my garden tour. Thank you if you watched till the end. Please let me know in the comments what you liked about my garden, and if you have any tips, suggestions, any ideas that would look great in this space, let me know in the comments. Thank you.